Well, hey everybody, it's Blake with 4 Point Custom Works. Today we're working with Turntex Cactus Juice Stabilizing Resin. So basically, the stabilizing resin a lot of people use, a lot of people made videos with, a lot of stuff that's been going on. So yeah, I buy the gallons. Cactus Juice Stabilizing Resin. I bought several of these. I have several colors mixed up. As you can probably see in the background here, I have a green, a blue, I got a clear over here. I got an antler in the vacuum chamber. I have pieces of antler that I'm going to be cleaning up and using as well too in the chamber. I was told you have to have the wood as dry, drier and dry, or as dry as you can get it. Now, where I live, I don't have a lot of hardwoods. We have semi-hardwoods, but not hardwoods. So we don't have the oak and all that stuff that some of you guys might have, might not have. So basically, you're supposed to get it dry. You're supposed to be able to weigh it. What am I in grams there? So that says 163 grams. This is a piece of cottonwood. It's really light, like 163 grams is what it weighs. What does it measure? Measures 2.5 inches, inch and a half by 6 inches is what it weighs. This is a piece of cottonwood. This is stuff I've had just air drying, curing. I haven't stuck it in an oven. I haven't done anything with it special. This is what I'm trying. I don't want to have to put wood in an oven and dry it and keep drying it till there's zero moisture content in the wood. I'm under the philosophy that if you have moisture in the air, relative humidity, whatever you want to call it, is at a certain height and level. If you take this wood out of your supposedly contained box, but your contained box is whatever the air is that you have around, so that's going to be the humidity level of what's in there. If you put a hot object in a box in a cold environment, you'll get sweat no matter what. You can't get rid of 100% of the moisture. Kiln drying lumber, basically when I worked in the sawmill industries, when you kiln dry lumber, you're taking a large percentage of the moisture out to stabilize the wood to make sure that it shouldn't warp or twist. Shouldn't is a big word. Once you take a piece of wood, you kiln dry it, you're supposedly taking all that moisture out of all the cells in the wood and getting rid of it. The only problem is there's nothing in there to seal up the wood so that the moisture going back in doesn't cause the wood to warp or stain or do whatever you're doing. So, how dry can you get your wood? Depending on where you are, what's happening, what's going on. Supposedly you need to get it as dry as you can. Fine, that's good. Get it dry as you can. 163 grams is what we're at. Same piece of wood. Cottonwood. 6 inches. It's narrower. It's not as thick. Because I learned something when I first started doing this. I was under the impression you needed to wrap your wood in tin foil, put it in an oven, toaster oven, convection oven, bake it, and then pull it out. So that's what I did. If some of you'll find, when I pulled the tin foil off, there was cactus juice all over here, all over here, all over everywhere. It all bleeds out. Then you got to either grind it or cut it or whatever, clean it up to get it to this stage. Once you get it to this stage, then you can use it, do whatever you want with it, making handles for stuff or whatever you're doing. So I use this to do this. This is this. This is cottonwood. I'm not going to set that on there. So this is like a scraper. This is made out of carbon steel. That's what I make. This is the cottonwood dyed green. This is my stabilized product. I wipe it down with mineral oil. Mineral oil is a food safe product. This is a food product. People are going to be using this for food. So I wipe it down with mineral oil. Everything gets wiped down with mineral oil. Tell my customers when they wash and clean it just to use vegetable oil, mineral oil, or whatever they have in an oil. Food safe oil. So when you touch it or whatever else. So it shines it up really nice. Makes it really nice. Takes it from this bland color to this color. And they all do that when I've been doing this. So basically, I'm trying to learn here, trying to figure out stuff, is what you can and can't do. So once again, we're at 163 with this dried piece of cottonwood, which this is a piece of cottonwood. When you put the cottonwood on here, it's 261. 163. Smaller. We've gained over 100 grams of resin in this. So basically, we've almost doubled the weight of the product in this type. If I take, let's say this is a piece of beech, spalted beech that I just did. These just all come out of the oven the other day, dyed blue, some light, dark staining. I never wrap these in tin foil. I put a tray in, I line it with tin foil, I put stainless steel racks in that tray, and I set these on top of the stainless steel rack. And I set them in there and I bake them the recommended temperature. I bake my 2-inch blocks for 3 hours, 4 hours. I don't care, whatever time it takes. So then you have that. Let me see if I can find a piece of spalted birch. I thought I had a piece here somewhere. Ah, yes, I do have. This is it, the natural form. This is bleaching from sunlight. As you can tell, there's a difference. I found out with the bleaching, that's what happens when you stain it. So basically, the sun's baked the front of the wood, it's sealed it up some, is what it's done. So I'm going to sand these now to get rid of this, because I don't know how far this goes. It might only go not even a millimeter deep, it might go deeper. We'll see. I use the whole blocks for everything. So this is a spalted beech, same as what this is. We are pretty much same size. We've lost nothing in thickness. Width's the same, length's the same, everything's the same. So I have a piece of spalted beech. This has been sitting in a cardboard box on my floor in my basement for the last 4 weeks. It weighs 190 grams. Dry. In my hand, this is super dry. $316 grams. So 190, 316. We've gained a lot of weight. Made them look really nice. This piece of cottonwood here was just like the regular pieces of cottonwood I have. Do I have any? Yeah. The cottonwood, when you stain it natural, this piece is a lot smaller. It started out this big, but because I put it in the tin foil, I baked it, and by the time I cleaned it all off, got rid of all the garbage, and got it to this point, this is what I was left with. Again, 165 for this piece of cottonwood, 282 for that piece of cottonwood, and it's a lot smaller. So you can see what the cottonwood looks like naturally with the cactus juice in it, and that's what it is there. So I mean, I'm playing with this, I'm trying with this. You get staining, bluing, you get all the end stuff, everything cottonwood, and that type of thing, and then you end up with this. Spalted beech. This has been cleaned up and done. This has had its time in cactus juice. 288. Same width, about the same, not much cleanup. 190. Almost 290. So almost 100. So we're getting almost 100 grams every time we do this with the cactus juice is basically what it is. Some other ones I've done. This is, I was told this was mesquite. I'm not sure what this actually is. I was told it was mesquite. I stabilized it. It's really cool, real wicked looking, nice. So yeah, so the drier your wood is, the more Turn-Tex cactus juice it's going to absorb. The more stabilized it'll be. How much stabilization can you get? How far can you go? I don't know. It's dependent. A lot of things change. It's dry in our part of the country, where I am. So it changes. So, my whole process, I am a lot different than everybody else. I don't do what everybody else does. I'm trying something different here. So, I take my wood. Let's move you over here now so I can show you this. Yeah, we're not the plate there. So, we have blue, we have green, we have clear over there. The green's been soaking in here for, it's been going on a week now. That is, this green is all beech, spalted beech. In the blue is cottonwood, brand new. I just put it in there. I don't know if you can see or not. Underneath my weights here, I have 6 or 8 pieces of wood, both of them. But underneath my piece of weights, I have a round disc of stainless steel mesh, high-grade stainless steel mesh, 1/4 inch thick, heavy stuff. Put on top of there, weight on top of it to keep all my wood down in there. I use plastic containers. I stick them inside my vacuum chambers. They have handles on them so I can get the pails in and out. I can keep everything clean, keep it sanitized, wash it all down. So, moving back to here now. So, I'm going to do... Oh, there. Everybody see there? Okay, you can still see everything still. So, lid's dirty. This one's been used. So in here, I have antler. Moose antler. I use it for handles. I stabilize it. I've been doing this for a little bit, trying it. Works great. Helps out the product. Not as hollow. Doesn't suck all my glue up when I'm using it and that type of thing. Acrylic lid. I understand why they're not doing acrylic anymore. Discolor, stain really bad. The glass lids, tempered glass, thicker, heavier, double ring seal on this one. This one's brand new. Just got this. Working with it. So again, here, we're back over to here. I'm going to turn this way. It's not so bad. So I soak everything. I pre-soak it. I put it in. I let it soak. I'm in no rush. This sits here for a week. It sits here for a week. I have so many other jobs and stuff going on, that type of thing. It just goes like this. This piece here, back to the beach. I let these soak in, well, what was it, about a week? And then I pulled vacuum 20-30 minutes for the next 7 days. This is where I'm different from everybody else. Everybody I've watched on YouTube, everything I've seen, they say to fire up the vacuum pump, fire your pump up, degas your chamber, hold the pressure till no more bubbles come. And no more bubbles come out of your wood. I can tell you one thing, there's a lot of air bubbles in this wood. In the spalted beech, the cottonwood, all of it. There's a lot of air in that wood. That's why I pre-soak everything. To cut down my vacuum time, to cut down the use of the pump and the heat conducted by the pump. Because the pump conducts heat. I don't care. Air moving through a line, air moving through anything creates heat. You're creating heat. This chamber will get warm just by putting a vacuum on it. It'll get hot enough. If you're in a climate where it's hot, this is going to get hot. I believe that's going to cause issues. So, what I normally do is I normally let my stuff soak. I've got the lids off these. I usually put lids over top of everything so I don't get any crap and garbage and bugs and whatever else. Some reason I don't know why, but fly season's over here in this part of the country. Black flies, they love cactus juice. I don't know why, but they love cactus juice. They love to hang around. So basically, I let everything soak. So like this here, in the clear, soaking away. The green's been, this has been going on 2 weeks. Clear's been going on 2 weeks. The antlers are going on 2 weeks. Like I say, I'm in no rush. I just let this stuff sit and go as it is. Well, I got this too. This piece of plum wood from a plum tree. I'm going to stabilize that in clear and see how it turns out, weigh it, everything else, see what my start weight, see what my finish weight is. It's in a box down there. It's nothing special, nothing sealed. It's either dry or it's not dry. So, I put everything in, I let it soak, however many days, whatever time it's in there. Like I say, I'm in no rush. When I have time, I come downstairs, I put stuff in different pots, this pot or that pot, and then I turn my vacuum pump on, I degas the chamber. I'll maybe let this go 20-30 minutes. And then I'll shut everything down, open up the air, let the air go back in. Theoretically, in my opinion, whatever air I've extracted out of the wood, degassed, whatever you want to call it, out of the wood, when I let air back in, because everything's submerged in the cactus juice, the pressure should force the cactus juice into wherever the air was evacuated from or pulled from. It should fill up with cactus juice. Now, I let that sit. Next day I might come down again, fire up the vacuum pump, another 20, 30, 40 minutes. Let it go. Shut it down, open up the valve, do that type of thing. That way there's no immense heat from the vacuum pump, nothing's getting hot in the room, nothing's heating up, everything's staying cool, everything's staying nice. I keep doing that until I get absolutely no air bubbles coming on a vacuum. So like on the clear that I have over here that I was showing you, I'm just about done that. By the time this weekend comes, and if I get enough time this week, I should barely even get an air bubble out of there. There should be nothing coming out of there anymore. And it's had a long time to soak, really good long time to soak, which I like. Doesn't hurt to soak. No air's getting in there. Air can't permeate through the cactus juice, so no air is getting back in there. No moisture's getting back in there. It's not like it's a high humidity room. That type of thing. If it was high humidity, we'd have probably an issue. I don't know what the cactus juice sucks up for water or what it displaces for water. The viscosity level of it. Like, I mean, if I put a drop of water in there, it's probably going to wreck the cactus juice. I know dish soap, you can clean it up with dish soap and water. Cleans everything. It works great. You know, I clean all my chambers out. I keep everything clean. I don't want no cross contamination. I don't want anything dirty, that type of thing. Try and keep everything clean. I want my colors clean. I want them nice. I am going to try double dyeing. So basically, some guys lay one side in, lay the other side in, then dye one side, cure it. Put it in the oven, cure it, dry it, take the other side, put it in the cactus juice, let that sit for so many days, pull a vacuum on it, fully immerse it, whichever way you want to do it. A lot of guys do them different. A lot of guys try different things to do that. And that gives you your 2 colors, 3 colors, whatever you want to try. 2 colors most likely. Get some cross coloration from the different colors blending and that type of thing. And then you're good to go. And then once again, bake it off. I don't wrap mine in tinfoil anymore. A lot of guys wrap theirs. I don't wrap them. I find it's not necessary. They come out really nice and clean and good. I have no issues. Less to clean up. Them are nice and clean. So then, yeah, so that's what I do pretty much is I just keep changing them in and out. I go from vacuum chamber out, let them sit out here, let them do whatever they're doing, sit like this. There's no evaporation on this stuff. I've read articles from the gentleman that makes this stuff. He gets this stuff produced. Supposedly there's no evaporation. Nothing evaporates off this. It's not a water product, so it doesn't displace. It's like an oil almost. It's slick. It's slickery. It's almost like an oil. It doesn't evaporate. If it does, it's very minimal. I've had this in my basement over 2 months now. This is in my house, in my basement. The smell off this is nothing. Really, absolutely nothing. I've worked with epoxies, river epoxies, epoxy tables. Some of the first days of that stuff 5-6 years ago. The stench that comes off it is just phenomenal. Now they have new eco-epoxies and that type of thing that work great. No smell to them. They don't smell. They don't heat up as bad. Everything. Cactus juice is on that new level. He's got the anti-foaming stuff now. It doesn't foam up as bad. I've never played with the older stuff, so I don't know what the foaming is like. When I put these in my pot, I turn my vacuum pump on. I let fresh air come in. Then I turn off the air coming in. Let it build up to the pressure, and it'll hold minus, I don't know, 26, 27 here. HGs, KPA is, what are we looking at? -8, -9.9, minus 0.9. Or HGs is minus 26, 27, somewhere in there. Dials are not really specific. Is it really specific to get a certain vacuum on it? I don't think it is. As long as you get a vacuum, as long as it's sucking air out, pulling air, and it's running and going, and achieve the best vacuum that you can, that's basically all you can do. It might take a little longer. Are you going to spend $600-800 on a vacuum pump? Personally, myself, no. I'm running a Beaver. I'm running Beaver pots, Beaver Canada, Vivor. Like I say, the acrylic or Lexan is the terminology correctly for this, is Lexan, and then tempered glass on the other one. So, you know, silicone seals for them, that type of thing. I'm running the Beaver pump, 2-stage, 5 CFM, half horsepower Beaver pump. More power than I need. It's not like I'm vacuuming out an air conditioning unit and trying to get rid of all the moisture, all the air, and everything out of the lines in an air conditioning unit or heat pump unit. where you want to totally get rid of that. Draw it all out and put it through. Upon saying that, the oil in your vacuum pump, a lot of guys use a lot of different things. I know guys in the air conditioning industry use synthetics, high grade, high heat, high viscosity, synthetic vacuum pump oil. You can use that as well too in the systems for these, if you want to use that in your pump. A lot of oils that come with a lot of pumps, especially cheaper varieties, low-end varieties, certain varieties, come basically with mineral oil in a lot of them. I'm going to say that's what come in my Beaver, was mineral oil. Due to the feel of it, the lightness of the oil and everything that was there, I'm going to say it was pretty much like mineral oil. Was no high-grade synthetic oil or high-grade vacuum pump oil. By no means was it. I've changed the oil out in my vacuum pump. I now have a high-grade synthetic, high heat, high viscosity oil in my vacuum pump. Have I sucked up any cactus juice and going through the pump where it'll get cooked and screw up the vanes on my two-stage pump? No. This is my thing I find is the issue. I can understand if you're using the plastic tubes, you know, round, and you fill it full and there's no room, no nothing, and you suck up the cactus juice. Presently, as I'm sitting here ready to suck the air out, vacuum the air out, degas, whatever you want to call it, for my antler in the container that's in here, to stick the vacuum pump, turn the vacuum pump on and actually suck up resin out of this pot to do damage to my vacuum pump is literally almost impossible. Because I mean, I have 3 cups of cactus juice in the bottom of that container down there. I have a 5-gallon container. The air required to suck out of this container to be able to suck up the cactus juice through this into my pump would be a 1 in a million shot. If it ever does that, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. I can tell you that right now, because it's never going to happen. If I was using a vacuum chamber the same size as these containers that I'm using, like these containers back here, if I was using a vacuum chamber that size or smaller, where there was very little to no air gap and that type of thing, then I would have concerns. I would put a resin catch trap or some other type of thing. I also like running clear hoses. I don't like running the other hoses. I like these hoses because I can see if anything's in this hose. And it's long. It's 8 feet long. It hangs down below my bench in a big dip. I can see if anything's pooling in the bottom of it, see if anything's catching in here. Whether it's moisture vapor, where it's cactus juice vapor, whatever. It's going to pool in the bottom of this clear hose below my bench. Is the cactus juice vapor going to wreck my pump? I don't know. We're going to tell over time. We're going to see over time. The thing is, even with a resin trap or whatever they want to call them, that type of thing where you go from this to the trap to your pump, even if you suck juice out of here and it goes into there and doesn't make it to your pump, excellent. If you're working in that tight of areas, I'm not going to worry about it. The vapor from the cactus juice, is it going to wreck my pump over time? Again, I don't know. Even if you have the chamber for catching the resin, it would be the same consequences either way. Is the vapor going to wreck your pump or not? Don't know. time will tell. We'll see. So yeah, so basically what I'm doing from start to finish again is, because I've gone so many ways with this and this conversation of this, is I take my dry wood, I put it into a pail, I put my weight, I put my stainless steel mesh screen over top of it, I pour my cactus juice in, and I fill it up to about these levels in here. Once I get it to this level, like in this pot here, then I put it in my chamber. I leave this side open. I turn my vacuum pump on. I let my vacuum pump start to draw air. I slowly close this down. I let it do its thing for 20-30 minutes. However long. I come, I check it every so often. I make sure that it's still vacuuming. Then I turn this off, and then I turn my pump off immediately. Then I slowly open up my air intake so that the air slowly rushes in, so it doesn't suck the air in, blow down, spray my cactus juice everywhere in the container, and then I end up washing my containers out and I have cactus juice everywhere inside. I like to keep it clean. I slowly open this all the way up till it's open, and then I leave it. I come back a couple days later, next night later, whenever I get time, come home from work, whatever, fire it up, do the same thing, open this up, let it run for a couple seconds, slowly turn this off, let it vacuum, do however long I'm doing, shut this off, shut my vacuum pump off, and then open this back up again. Now I'm going to suck oil back from the vacuum pump. If I have this off, this open, and I turn my vacuum pump off, I'm going to suck oil back from my vacuum pump. I've tried it. I've actually sat here and tried this. I haven't drawn a stitch of oil out of that vacuum pump. I've done this 40, 50 times. Do I recommend it? No. Do you have your own way of doing it? Sure. Do it your way. Do it what you're comfortable. I'm just telling you what I do, how I do. Am I right? Probably not. I could be wrong on what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure this out and what to do and go. So, but I always turn this off, and then I slowly open this up again. You'll see guys who do vacuum pumps for air conditioning units. So basically what they're doing is they're running till they achieve a certain HG, inch in. Whenever they reach that and it stays there and it doesn't move and it stabilizes over a certain length of time, recommended by each manufacturer of each air conditioning unit, states that it must achieve a certain vacuum kPa of so-and-so for so long. Once they get there, they turn the valve off. Then they turn their vacuum pump off. Then what they do is they unscrew their fitting from here, they screw their line from their tank on, and then what they do is they fill the line with air from the tank. They have another valve here with a little bleeder. They bleed off till they get the actual residue or oil or air or whatever they're using comes out the little bleeder. Then they shut it off. Then they open up this valve. Once that valve's open, the new gas, new oils, whatever they're using inside of your air conditioning unit, your freezer unit, whatever it is. Wherever you live in the country, everybody is different. Everybody has different standards. Because there's a negative air pressure in here, because they pulled a vacuum, it will automatically suck that material all the way through the lines, all the way around, and will fill the lines up. Once that's done and it's filled up, it's pressurized up, no more airs or no more oil or whatever it is being drawing out of the volume tank that you have there. They turn this off, they turn their valve off, and they turn their tank off. Then they do a disconnect of the whole system. Now your system should be charged. Theoretically, it should be charged. So basically, we're not putting anything back in here. That's not the intent to put anything back in here. If you've got enough vacuum on here and enough sucked after whatever length of time that you have that open and you turn your pump off and it sucks you all back out of your pump into here, that's impressive. I'm impressed. Literally impressed. Do I know guys that have done it? No. Have I heard of guys doing it? I've heard stuff about it, never actually seen it. So yeah. So, a lot of the guys on YouTube, internet, whatever, they say you are to close off, turn your vacuum pump on, vacuum this down till you get no air bubbles. So basically, your vacuum pump can be running 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours to get all the air out. How many pieces of wood do you have in there? Do you have wood that's really porous, non-porous, hardwoods, softwoods, punky wood? So how long's your pump running? If you don't have good oil on your pump, you don't have high viscosity, high heat oil, man, your pump's going to be hot. Stuff is going to be hot, like hot. This is a heat activated product. Is it going to affect it? I don't know. They say to store it below a certain temperature, keep it below a certain temperature, and your pump will cast off heat way above that. I know bloody well, I've got my pump so you can't even touch the top of it. It's that hot. Do I like it? No, I don't. Vacuum it out, as they state. You vacuum till you get no air bubbles. Once you get no air bubbles, then they tell you to slowly open this, slowly close this on different ones. Some say turn the pump off, turn this off, turn this off. Some say open this up while the pump's running and then turn your pump off. Different things I've heard. Seen different things. I don't know which one's correct, which one is not. Then they say, however long you spent vacuuming this out, is you double it for the time that it should soak. So 24 hours later, it's soaked. 48 hours, you should soak it. So you have 24 hours of vacuuming, and then you have 48 hours of soaking, if I understand correctly. So then it soaks for another 48 hours. Then you should be able to pull your cactus juice out, let it drain. Once it's all drained off, then your option, you can either wrap it in tinfoil, don't wrap it in tinfoil, throw it into an oven, throw it into a toaster oven, however you bake it off. Recommended 2 hours. I just put it in and bake it. Goes 3-4 hours. Whatever. It just cures it and dries it that much better, in my opinion. Then you have your stabilized wood, to which you're ready to use and do whatever you want with it. So, that's it. My process, I take all my wood, I stack it in a pail, I put my screen, I put my weight on it, I pour my cactus juice in, and it could sit there all week. I don't care. I fire up my vacuum chamber, I do it 20-30 minutes at a time. I do it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a week. 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the road, I get pieces of wood. I'm in no rush. Winter's coming in this country. Unless you are a snowmobiler, a skier, or whatever sports activity outside, great, fun, your winter's done. I'm getting that age where it's nice to stay home, relax during the winter after hard days of working in the snow and shit, and I love doing this. So, I don't care how long it takes me. I'll make enough product over the whole winter to last me all spring, all summer, all fall, for whatever I need to do for whatever I'm making, whether it's knives, it's scrapers, it's handles, or I'm selling the product and that type of thing. So I put mine in, I do my vacuum, I do everything till I have no air bubbles. We're all trying to achieve one thing: no air bubbles. No air bubbles come out of anything. So it should fill with Cactus juice, be solid in Cactus juice. There are seven pieces of the spalted beech in the electric blue that sat in that electric blue. I did the whole process till there was no air come out, and then I pulled them all out and I stacked them in this container. Yes, I use Nutella containers. Lots of them. So it sits in the Nutella container for a couple of days. Boom, like that. Nothing in the bottom, just sits in there. That literally, besides a little bit more that I poured back into the thing, which wasn't very much, is what come off of these 7 blanks while they sat here and all drained. Very little. It was nothing, literally nothing come out of these. And that type of thing, and then I baked them off. Was there a lot of product come out when I baked them off? Yes, there was. It's part of the course. There's a lot of bleed out come. I've got bleed out on every one I've done. The blue bled, the natural bled, the beech bled, everything bled out. It all bleeds. It's part of it. So basically, I've got my, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let me see if I can get this down. So in here I have antler, moose antler. I'm going to fire my vacuum pump up on this. I'm going to turn my air off. I'm going to let this vacuum, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 minutes, whatever it is today. I got time for. I'll let it run for a little while. And then I'll shut everything down, let the air back in, and then leave it. Come back tomorrow, do the same thing. This stuff's been in here a couple of weeks now. We're still getting air bubbles off of it, and I probably still will get more. Till I don't get any, and then I'll throw it in the oven. So, I guess that's pretty much it. This is what I've learned so far. This is what I've been trying to figure out. Some of it I could be very wrong on of it. Some of it I could be right. Also depends on where you live, where your altitude is, as to the exact vacuum you'll achieve or what you'll achieve. Do you need a lot of vacuum? I think as long as you can get a vacuum on it and get it sucking air out of it, it might take a little longer and some time. You're still going to achieve in the end what everybody else is achieving. So, yeah. So basically, yeah, I'm going to fire this up, and that's where I'm going to leave you guys for today. Not much going on out in the shop towards grinders and all that type of thing. Forge has been running. Been making stuff, doing Christmas orders, that type of thing. Steak flippers, spatulas, all that type of thing. Scrapers, trying to get all them done. I got some Ulus coming out in the next week or two as well too. Instagram, you can find me on 4 Point Custom Works on Instagram. Cali, Alberta, Canada is where we are. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Come along, and we'll see you on the next one. Next one, probably going to be talking about these guys right there. Great product, loving the product. So have a great one, everybody. Until then, thanks for coming along. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Any comments or anything you want to talk about or anything that, just let me know. Hit a comment and we'll go from there. Have a great day.